Hmm. Hi, friends. It's good to be here with you. Oh, let's take some time to allow the body to settle. You might do this by, in any way, welcoming, softening, allowing the body to have its space. You might notice any sensations in the landscape of the body that are somewhat grounding, perhaps where the body meets what you're sitting on, lying on, standing on, the soles of the feet meeting the floor, the buttocks meeting the cushion or chair, one hand meeting the other, or the legs. Seeing for yourself what sensations offer themselves as a somewhat stabilizing place to rest attention. What feels relatively available in your immediate experience that you can rest attention in. Relatively simple, not unpleasant, close by. Giving your attention the gift of being able to rest in this place, these places for a time. Of course, it will be pulled away time and again, and you can just keep giving it that gift. Yeah, just come back here for now. Rest here in this breath, in this simple contact of feet and floor, in the brush of the clothing against the skin of the arm. We're practicing Hitbonenut meditation today. We do this to cultivate love and awe for the divine. We see the divine shining through the beauty and wonder of the world. Through Hitbonenut practice, we see different faces of nature revealing different faces of the divine. Today, we're turning to the sky. What we see when our view is unobstructed. We feel the openness of that, unobstructed. In astronomy, the sky is called the celestial sphere. Something magical here, something wondrous. The great expanse that is the backdrop of all our comings and goings. Perhaps from where you're practicing, you can see the sky and you turn the eyes towards it. Perhaps your eyes are closed and you're inviting to mind a sense of the sky. It might be visual, it might be more of a felt knowing of the sky above you. Wherever you are, the sky is above you. Different images of the sky are perhaps arriving. with its colors and hues, clouds and rainbows, mystery of northern and southern lights, the rain and fog and snow, the thunder, the lightning, the clear, brilliant blue of a summer's day. Inviting the sky to join you in your practice. Doesn't have to push anything else away. There's room for everything here. Seeing if you might let the sky be here too. Not just known abstractly, but felt and welcomed. You're sharing this moment with the sky. It is in the same space as you. We might initially see qualities of spaciousness and patience and equanimity through the sky, and rightly so. And today, the invitation is to notice the way the sky embodies another quality too, which is generosity, nativut or nativut lev. We may tend to think of generosity in active terms, what I go out of my way to do, the observable movement, gesture, action, and it certainly includes these when they're supportive and wholesome. And the sky teaches us about another expression of generosity, which is the generosity that gives space quietly, unobtrusively, which receives and makes room for the rainbows and the clouds and the infinite array of colors. The sky offers a canvas without which there could be no painting. Perhaps the sky is not just coolly indifferent, calmly unaffected by everything that moves across and within her. Perhaps instead she is lovingly giving herself, offering her vastness as a playground for these appearances. The way that a parent holds the space for their child's play, attending and enabling and supporting without dominating. There's a kind of self restraint here in order to make room for something else. And this restraint is deeply generous. Perhaps sensing the generosity of the sky, what it makes possible, what it gives room for, the way it steps back to allow something else to come forward. So as you practice, the encouragement is to keep turning back to your own senses of the sky, in whichever ways those are most available and supportive for you. Turning to, feeling into, exploring your embodied knowing of the sky, and in particular the generosity, the warmth, self-restraint motivated by love that the sky manifests. It is said that God is the ground of being, the arena in which everything happens. That is why the mystics use hamakom, the place, as a name for the divine, because place is everywhere, is utterly essential, yet so beautifully and generously unobtrusive. The way that the sky chooses not to be reactive, not to curl up at the edges, but to keep rededicating herself to openness. What if we're being shown here a practice that is not just the skies, but also the divine, revealed through the nature of the sky? It is in this very week's Torah portion, Kitissa, when we first read the 13 attributes of divine mercy, which begin Hashem, Hashem, God, Rachum v'chanun, merciful and gracious, Erech Apayim, slow to anger, Rav Chesed v'emet, abundant in kindness and truth. Slow to anger, just like the sky, which keeps on giving space, which doesn't shut down even as the weather changes. And in this, there is Rav Chesed v'emet, abundant kindness and truth, profound generosity. Perhaps you notice that as we reflect and contemplate the sky, as we keep turning back to our sense of it, this sense is taking on more depth, more dimensions. We're beginning to see that behind the sky there is more. The sky is offering us a visual example of a divine practice that extends even more widely and deeply than the horizon of the sky. The divine practice of offering us space, allowing us room, and doing so from a place of love. Something is stepping back and offering us the ground so that we can step forward. And perhaps as we become aware increasingly of the generosity that we are receiving moment by moment, perhaps we become more moved to offer it onwards. We can take this example of sky-like generosity into our own lives. We can let someone else be heard. Simone Weil says that attention, giving someone your attention is the rarest and purest form of generosity. Giving someone the space and time for their own expression, listening. How much we benefit from, how much we need to be heard. We can offer this. We can be the one that listens. We can be the sky, someone else's weather. Perhaps when we're in conversation, we can choose not to fill the silence too quickly, holding the space, seeing what the other might want to say when the quicker, more automatic conversation is allowed to subside. Maybe there's something else that wants to come forward that we can make room for. I invite you to return to where we began. Notice any sensations in your present moment experience which are somewhat grounding, connecting, earthing. As you land and settle and turn to these, I hope that the generosity of the sky will follow you into your day. Thank you so much for your practice. Really wishing you well.